Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the first edition podcast. We are live and direct, even though it's not a live stream, but we are live. We are alive, right, guys? Connor's not.
Yeah, we're alive.
I think we are.
Yeah, we're there.
Well, yeah, thanks for the support, guys, the continued support. It's always great reading all your comments, all your feedback. We did post to Spotify this week, but it was unfortunately only Connor and Tom, and my audio wasn't there. But don't worry about that. We'll make some improvements for next week.
The interesting bit then.
Oi! Banter! I've been posting back on the Randolph Pokemon channel, so the depression is over.
We haven't been posted on our channel because our editor's moving house.
Fair enough, fair reason. And returns have been coming back now as well, right? So you've been processing those. So yeah, good weeks all around. Yeah, that's the best part of your job, right?
Yeah, especially with good results. I mean, there's a few
sometimes
people
you have to
who
go to Randolph and there's bad results.
Well, sometimes there are bad results, and it is the worst part. You've got it's the best and the worst part. So the best part is giving someone a gem they didn't expect, because it's a near min 8, and then on other times it's sending back a card which potentially maybe should have been better, and then it's not so good.
Well, I seem to laugh at everything as well, no matter the situation. I can't help it. I'm like, oh god, that's not a good card.
Yeah,
you do kind of smile at the camera.
I can't help it. I'm just evil.
You go, congratulations on your good too. Like you do that. You do.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
Posted 3 of my returns so far from you guys, which I was really happy to get. This is
everyone's going to think that like a load of returns have come back, but it was like 3 returns, but they're different sets, right?
But I always spread it out, yeah. So for those watching, like if you ever see like, oh, why is Randolph getting so many cards and I'm not? It's because I'll batch record, so I'll get a load in, or however many I get, and then I'll record separate videos. So the one's like Shiny Star V, one's gonna be staff cards, and I theme it around. So one person was like, how come Randolph gets his cards so early? And I'm like, well, I don't. Well, first of all, I pay Express Plus for cards that probably shouldn't go Express Plus, but also because I want the content, but also I just film differently. But this is one of my highlights, I'd say. If it focuses, that's my no stage Blastoise. And I was gonna say thanks to the Great Gem for sorting this, because I remember I submitted this and I didn't put a note on it what it was, but I messaged Tom and said, can you update that? So you went on the system, right, and changed to no stage, so PSA.
So everyone message Tom if they want.
If you message me, you literally get an auto reply that says, "Do not message me."
No.
I did actually get that on your email, but then I messaged you because unlike
fair, you've got my phone number.
Yeah, I do have my phone number. Yeah. So
imagine if you just ghosted him about it.
If he would have sent it to the email, he would just got bounced back.
Yeah, but that's good, man. I'm happy with that card. I actually bought that off a big lot that I got from a collection, and I didn't know it was the no stage originally. I was sorting through cards on a live stream. Someone commented in that, like, mate, just so you know, that third Blastoise in the row or in the pile was a no stage. So I was like sick, and I looked at it and I was like, I was really hopeful it was going to get a good grade, and it did. It got the 8.
Don't you hate it when someone points out something like really obvious to you and you just didn't notice it?
Oh yeah, especially when I'm supposed to be, the Pokemon guy, and I missed it. But it can be.
It's just because you're quickly going through them, right?
Yeah, and it's an error that's like not very. You don't notice it because you look at the artwork, you look at the name, you don't really look at the lack of no stage. Even PSA, obviously PSA grade cards, but they're looking for defects and they're looking for X, Y, Z. So that's something that they can probably easily miss, to be fair. But got it back, happy with that. I got a shadowless Pikachu back as well, a red cheek shadowless Pikachu, which was a 9, and I put that on the store for £300, which I think was a good price. So I've got a 10, so that one was just going to go for sale. Unless it got a 10, I'd probably keep it. And it sold straight away. It was one of the first cards to sell. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I listed one of my first returns from you guys in early 2020. I listed that same card on my store for £30.
Ooh,
£30 shadowless red cheek, and even then people were like, "Why are you selling it so low?" And I was like, "Don't know, mate." But then obviously the price has gone up. Yeah,
10x is still
on a 9. I mean, it is a red cheek Pikachu, which is a quite sought after card, right? And especially shadowless as well, which I think it can only be shadowless or first edition. But yeah, I think it's a nice card. But it just shows you what's happening with the hobby.
Red cheeks can be unlimited too.
Can it? Okay,
Red cheeks is such a weird error because it can happen in all of the different free variants. It's like, okay, obviously we're done at different times, but all right.
I guess Yellow Cheeks should be the rarer one, right? In a sense. Well, hold on. It's more Yellow Cheeks is the more weird error because Pikachu has got red cheeks, but I guess it's a more popular or more available print.
Yeah,
the red cheeks is rarer. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I could have said that with much less words, mate.
Basically, it was WotC going, we want to be different to a Japanese set. And then they were like, we can't do that. Pokemon told us off.
Well, mainly because they created Pokemon. And we just translate the sets. it is so funny, really, looking at Japanese versus WotC and even I guess Nintendo now, because it is just a translation. That's literally what it is. Like they don't really add anything else. They, as you'll see later in the podcast, they do often change the release on certain products or take it out of a set, etc., move it around. Shiny Charizard from Champion's Path was put in that set for a weird reason, probably because the rest of it sucked. But it's just translation. That's all it is. They translate the cards. So that's why, especially with WotC, a lot of errors happened because they didn't really know what Pokemon was.
Especially base. There's so many errors. And even the prints are different. So, you can have different colours. Even if it's just unlimited base, it can be slightly darker, slightly lighter. And then sometimes you're looking at it going, is that the same? And it is. But it was just the first set.
Booster packs show that more than anything else, don't they? You look at a booster pack and you go, that's got to be different. And then you look at it like a little bit closer and you're like, oh no, it's just the same. It's just like 50 shades of blue darker.
So I did my box break. And I've not opened much base, to be fair, in current times. I did when I was very young, but I can't really remember anything. But so when I did the box break, they were very dark immediately, and I was just thankfully some people let me know it's like, oh, it's legit. Sometimes they just come out really dark on the packs. But I think base set probably definitely has the most variations of pack artwork, right? There's 4 different main prints. You got the first edition Shadowless, Unlimited, then the 1999 to 2000. But in terms of packs, you've got loads. It's like Shadowless, you've got the black triangle on there, the long crimps.
It's all crazy. Talking about the Pokemon Company only kind of, or at least Pokemon International only translating the sets. We do sometimes get English things. Or things come to England, and that
special delivery Pikachu.
Special delivery Pikachu. Oh, wait, isn't that? No, that's Canadian, right?
Yeah, sorry, but I meant English language. My bad. My
bad. Obviously, we have the futsal stuff, and we're getting something coming to the UK, hopefully very, very soon, aren't we?
We are getting...
Right, okay. I was wondering because he kept pushing it, and I was like, "What is he?" There we go, Mackie.
I knew it was going to go there. To be fair, that's why I kind of regretted putting in. But yeah, McDonald's is finally coming to the UK. So we spoke about this on the podcast already. We already know it happened in America. I think it happened in a couple other countries as well, or at least it was announced. It happened big, didn't it? And obviously the issue is, so following US Scalper Chaos. So that's the first thing we spoke about when we first broke this. Well, we didn't break the news. We broke it to ourselves on the podcast, but we ain't the first one to do it. But it's coming to the UK. What do you guys reckon? Do you think it's going to be just as much of a mess?
Going to be absolutely huge. There's going to be lines all the way everywhere. It's going to be the same sort of deal, isn't it? Every single eBay seller out there.
I think the UK are much more scummy.
Oh yeah, it could be. It could be.
Yeah, if I get through this without being arrested for punching a child to get to McDonald's first, I'll be happy.
All right, mate.
Tom the Scalper, yet again, more evidence.
No, I'll be honest, I just want the fries.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The first time this happened not the first time, but the first time it happened when I had a YouTube channel, I did it. I had like 8 Happy Meals. I mean, definitely was different to A-Drive's like 40 or whatever he got. But I had 8 Happy Meals, 8 chicken nuggets with Laura, and then we opened the packs. But it's gonna be interesting. I do think in the UK, maybe this is a complete estimation, a complete guess, but I feel like the Pokemon audience in the UK what's the word?
Capita?
Is higher than America. I don't know if I feel like we have a lot more engaged Pokemon fans here than they do in America, or it's just that the supplies, by population. I feel like I would guess that, or maybe we're just more vocal. I feel like there's so much more fuss in the UK, and probably because we're deprived on product, we don't get much of it, so it seems that way. But
I think it's also that we got nothing to do. Like America's been a lot more open for the last 6 months.
Yeah, it has,
and it's also it's just so easy to do pretty much anything in America. Like you want to go to a mountain, you can go for a drive. You want to go to a massive forest, go for a drive. You want to jump off a cliff, go for a drive, like into the ocean or whatever. Whereas here, it's like, what's the best thing you can do? You can't go bowling. You can't go cinema. You can go look at a sheep. I don't know. That's about it. Or get stabbed. Yeah.
You're doing that this weekend.
I am. My birthday weekend. Very excited.
You're going to go look at loads of sheep.
Yeah.
Nice one. Well, congrats on the birthday, mate. When it happens, hopefully you make it. I don't know why.
Hopefully? What the?
I don't know why I said that.
What the hell,
hopefully, well, that's a nice. Anyway, I mean, enjoy your birthday, mate.
If you get there.
Well, to be fair, you did say, if you want to go and jump off a cliff, do it, and you briefly added the water part in at the very end.
Yeah, I realised that, like in my head, I was on about like cliff diving. No, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But in my and then I said it, I was like.
Yeah, of course, there's a massive generalization. You know, most of the UK is a great community, but I mean, we see the UK Facebook groups more than obviously we see America, Verbank, etc. But you know, yeah, I feel it's going to be a mess. To be fair,
What I reckon they'll learn from the US mistakes. Do you reckon they'll put limitations on? Do you reckon they'll be like, you need
Armed
a kid
guards.
with you? Do you reckon? No, seriously. So they've seen how much, or do you reckon they were like, we sold so many Happy Meals, who cares?
Yeah, I don't
like,
think they'll care.
You don't think they'll care?
Nope.
I
Not
think
at
they'll
all.
put limitations on it, but at the end of the day, I think they'll just do it to make sure that their stores don't get overrun. You know, it's just so their end. I don't think they necessarily care about, I mean, obviously they care about kids getting it for sure. But what I'm saying is, as long as they sell Happy Meals, that's their bottom line.
But
really, that's
surely,
their goal.
if I drive up to McDonald's and go, can I have 100 Happy Meals?
Yeah, you hopefully you can't do that.
Hopefully they won't do that because people will. How much is a Happy Meal?
£3?
So 300 quid for 100. That's not, in terms of Pokemon, we can sell one card at the moment for that.
I don't know if you can do it in America, but in England you can buy the toy from a Happy Meal for £1 as well. You don't actually have to buy the Happy Meal.
That's why you could do this. So instead of getting Happy Meal, you could go and just buy the case like this. And I think that the reason why I think the UK will be a little bit better prepared, well, maybe not prepared in terms of physical, in physicalities, if that's the word, but they've seen what happened in America. They saw the bad press. Whatever mistakes they made in America, they will apply now, or hopefully they will. So, for example, in America, they were like, they started selling these cases, and then they were like, oh wait, probably shouldn't do that. Hopefully,
I hope they don't sell the cards. Personally,
yeah, I agree.
I think if they do that, someone's gonna get, especially if there's no limitation, someone's gonna just drop $5,000 on it.
Yeah.
Like they'll just be like, all right, well, that box, and that box. So hopefully they don't do that. I hope that they have some sort of controls. Yeah.
Yeah, but with that being said as well, hopefully people watching this don't harass people on Facebook if they do buy more than like 5 or 6. Obviously, people want to get this. Obviously, adults do enjoy Pokemon as well. It's not a problem, or people aren't scalpers just for wanting more than one pack to open. Just as long as they're buying the Happy Meal, as long as they're enjoying and not doing it just to sell on Facebook or sell on eBay afterwards, then I think that's okay.
If you want to collect it,
well, there's 50 cards in that set.
Yeah,
there's only 2 cards in a pack.
I don't mind if let's say you're going for a drive-through and there's a limitation of 4. So you get those 4 and then you drive back round. I wouldn't care so much about that.
If you drift it. If you drift around all the way around the thing and carry on doing it without stopping, film that.
Yeah,
film that because that's sick.
Yeah,
but if you think about,
anyway, yeah.
Think about just in our town in Banbury. Like sometimes that can back up to the main road anyway.
Do you think the Queen's going to get a pack?
She probably will.
So the only reason that joke comes up, the Queen owns our McDonald's. It's the only McDonald's she does own, but she owns our McDonald's.
I've ever seen, by the way. So weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Is it because it's also a Starbucks?
Well, yeah, I didn't know that, but now yes. But it's because most McDonald's are pop-ups. They pop it up, or at least it's a permanent structure, but it can be taken away. Blah, blah,
like
blah.
a Happy Meal box.
Oh, yeah, yeah, true. But that one isn't. It's a weird one. So very interesting to.
Why have they not made a McDonald's store that is styled after a Happy Meal box?
They should do that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No idea on that one. But anyway, on the actual Pokemon card front, I think we're all agreeing that hopefully there's some sort of limitations.
I want to get the rest of the set.
I just worry because of how hyped the Pokemon card market is right now. People will confidently drop thousands on this. So I genuinely hope there's some sort of control because it would be the worst feeling ever. Even as myself, I go in and I'm not able to get them. But if children can't get them, then it's not cool, really, is it?
I'm going to take my baby brother through just to get the cards.
And obviously, what do you guys think? If I dropped a video opening 10 Happy Meals, do you reckon I'm going to get cancelled? And should I do that? Also, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think I'm allowed to do that? Allowed to?
Yeah, you're allowed to do it.
I'll help you eat the fries, bro.
Well, anyway, it's Randolph 2.0 now.
It's a bit different. It's content.
I do what I want now. I do what I want. As long as I hold myself to my own accountability, which I do anyway, and I think I'm doing the right thing, I'll do it. So anyone who comments, shut up, I'm doing what I want.
You just said people will drop thousands on McDonald's. I bet if I go through my online banking for the last year, probably spent a grand on McDonald's.
I mean, just in that moment.
Yeah, but
go on.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was going to say, remember, guys, as well, the Pikachu Holo from the McDonald's set in America got graded straight away through Super Express at PSA, put onto eBay, and it sold for $18,000, but that was a shill listing. And if you want to know if it's a shill listing, click onto the bids and have a look at, even though it started out, have a look at the pattern. If it's someone bidding after this themselves, then it's a shill. If it's 2 people bidding back and forth, it's a shill. If it goes from £200 to like £5,000 straight away, it's a shill. So, just be aware. if you look at the history data and you see that sale, then don't think, oh my god, it's going to be amazing, I'm going to get it quick. Just enjoy the set, collect the set, stick it into a binder, grade your favorites, and then just don't go overboard. It's not worth it.
It could be a reason why it's less busy over here is because PSA aren't open.
Yeah,
like that
true.
Could be like
That'd
because
be good, actually,
you know you're not going to be able to send your cards to Graded Gem. Obviously, why else would you go anywhere else? But you know, realistically, PSA being closed means you're not going to be able to grade them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if that has any effect.
I have spent so much money on McDonald's. You know when the Monopoly thing happens?
Yeah.
That happens every year. I spend loads then just because I'm like, it gamifies it a little bit. And there's two things I like, eating and gamification.
Well, they were
Especially
taken
McDonald's.
by the gambling, weren't they?
Monopoly.
So that it was looked into as a whether it was like
Wasn't it proven to be a
gambling.
scam?
Yeah, so like they have looked into that.
And they ruled it as it's fine.
Well, it's the same with the FIFA packs, isn't it? Right?
So
they've been looking. Yeah, they've looked into that as well. So
Well,
it'd be interesting.
EA got done for loot boxes at some point.
In Netherlands, I think. Netherlands or Belgium, one of the countries, it is banned now, so you can't buy packs from there. I think, Ultimate Team and the whole pack system needs to be sorted out. Because it's different to Pokemon, you know. A Pokemon card lasts forever. And obviously, it is, you know, whereas Ultimate Team, you spend all this money on it, and next year it's gone. It holds no value.
Oh, it's worthless.
Worthless,
Absolutely worthless.
I think if you could trade it in for, I'm going to show my lack of football knowledge here. If you could change it in for, is it foot points or whatever it's called? Like if you could change it in, trade them in at the end of the season for FIFA points for your new game, that'd be better.
Yeah,
Just
your FIFA
cause
points can
massive
carry across,
inflation, though.
but not if you've opened the packs. Yeah, it would do that. I think one thing they could do in FIFA, but I think this would probably put it towards more of the gambling aspect. If they could figure out a way to kind of attach the cards as an NFT style thing that isn't probably backfire even more though, but something to keep it consistent, you know what I'm saying? So something that at least if you open a pack, you know, you're still holding something that potentially could, you know, retain
Maybe
value.
You could have it on your online FIFA account and that player's always there and it's related. Anyway, this is a thing.
How about there's no new FIFA games, but you pay a subscription to play FIFA and it's the same game?
Bang
it.
And
then you can keep your players and stuff, but just Pascal let it do with card games and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see about that. I mean, well, speaking of PSA before as well, regarding the Pikachu, the 18K fake shill listing, PSA have announced some big news today as we're recording this. Right?
Big.
It's very big. So PSA have acquired Gennament, which, by the way,
High division.
Great Gennament. Yes, let's read this first and foremost. Let's see if I can make it bigger for the audience. PSA have announced it's acquired Gennament Inc., a software company that will help improve the scale and the process by which PSA handles trading card submissions. Gennament technology analyzes each trading card in real time and is able to provide diagnostics, measurements, and detect alterations or other changes made to the card's surface in an effort to assist human graders. It will also provide unique card identification or card fingerprinting by identifying the exact card in order to track provenance, resubmissions, condition changes, and other attributes over time. And then the rest of it's just some waffle and some jargon, but that's the general gist of it. And so I guess straight away, thoughts from you guys?
I think the biggest quote is the one, paragraph and a bit underneath. We're not eliminating humans from the grading process. He didn't say it.
But yet.
He didn't say it.
But yet.
But he's not saying it. I think it's a really good move if it's focusing on the things that are just taking time that aren't the kind of subjective grading approach that PSA have and have always taken. I think it's really good if they're using things... people use the term AI. It's not really AI. If they're using those kind of learning techniques to look at things like the centering of the card, is the card real? Is there something super obvious with the card? Has the card been resubmitted 1 million times? Yeah. Is this just cracked and come back? Are people trying to kind of game the system a little bit? I think those things are pretty good if it can check for recoloring and alterations, like stuff that a grader shouldn't have to look. A grader should be looking at the 4 areas, right? The corners, the centering, the edges, and the surfaces. If it can eliminate the other stuff and give the graders a better workflow that way, I think that's really good. If it's taken away from the graders, though, that's when I think it can get a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you've heard that side. I'm going to give you the other side. So they've brought in this big technology company, and they will help PSA over the next 6 to 12 months with their backlog, and they're going to be doing all of those things that Tom's saying. However, I'm going to give you my personal opinion on the long term. look at CGC, look at HGA, look at these other trading card companies. They are being more specific on their grades than PSA. At the end of the day, that's the whole truth, right? There is more subjectivity to their grades. So these guys have been bought in long term, in my opinion, to solve that. If a 9's a 9, it's a 9 every time. It's not an 8, then a 9, then maybe a 10. So in my opinion, but in my opinion, that is going to affect old cards. Definitely. Because what are those 10s now? Are those, are those 10? If I resubmit them to PSA, will they just go through, a computer and then, a grader as well and be like, yeah, that's still a 10, or will they be like, well, that's a 9 now?
Yeah.
So there are many, many questions with this. I think short term, it's going to be brilliant. However, I wonder if once the technology is up to deliver and it can deliver the grading, and if I'm the owner of PSA and I can make the card grading quicker and eliminate the subjectivity, am I going to be attracted to, pressing that nuclear button? So there's two sides to see this personally.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of you in certain, I guess, certain aspects. Like I do think it's a positive for sure. I think it's a great step in the right direction. But I do also think that the human grade, the human aspect of grading cards is a really important one because PSA, CGC, they are third party graders. That's what they are. It's a third party authentication and grading service. So yes, they are grading cards, but it's their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's their professional expert opinion. Being professional sports graders, professional in their field. It's they're looking at the card as experts and saying, right, this is, in our opinion, what that grade could be. Does that obviously therefore leaves holes in the consistency of their grades? Because over time, the people at PSA will get better. They're better experts now than they were 20 years ago. But also with their exponential growth, new graders are going to come in. You can have old graders, different opinions. So it's hard to keep it consistent. So I think where CGC are trying to improve, they're trying to take the human aspect away a little bit by making more of a hybrid system. Checking centering, etc. Maybe then personally people check the edges, the surfaces, and stuff, which I think is good, but I think you can never lose that personal, that human touch, like kind of saying, because at the end of the day, it should be an opinion I want an opinion from a real person. At the end of the day, if you have computers learning, if you're getting more accurate with it, you're going to find things that, you'll never see, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So, the cards should be graded on a personal, handheld eyesight level, but go on.
The problem with accuracy is the more accurate you get, the more problems you'll find. Like how long is a piece of string? The closer you measure it, the longer it gets. You think of a snooker ball, you think of that as extremely smooth, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas the Earth, loads of mountains, loads of trenches. If you scaled a snooker ball up to the size of the Earth, it would be a million times more rough. Like the Earth would look perfectly spherical. And like the closer you get to something, the worse it gets. If I'm looking at a card and I'm like, there is no flaw I can see with my eye. Mm-hmm. No matter what the lighting, no matter if I zoom in, whatever. Sick, it's 10. Like if a computer's doing it though, it will find that, depending on how they tune it, it could find atomic problems.
Of course, yeah. And we do want graders to we want graders to magnify, we want graders to use the correct lighting, we want them to find things that we can't see, but you don't want to go too far into the sense that it's like, right, well, no one can see this even in the best lighting, even with the best tools. Where do we stop? So I think it's a combination of both. What I do really like about this though, and the AI aspect and the technology aspect of grading, is I think speed and efficiency, which I think if you read the writing in PSA, I think that's where they definitely highlight that. Improve the scale and improve and scale the process by which PSA handles cards. So I think if this can double their speed and it gets to a point where, like Tom said, when the grader has the card in their hand, they've already figured out the authenticity, X, Y, Z, even centering. Because centering is one of the most objective parts of grading, right? So if is the centering more than 90-10? Is the centering more than 80-20? Blah blah blah. Whereas the scratch is like, is that a hairline scratch? Is that a deep scratch? Are the nicks on the corners factory nicks, or are they actual man-made, etc.? Are they something we've done? So I think if you can half that up and give the responsibility to the computer, but still have that person touch, that's quite cool.
I think the point I would make is, if you did give it all to the computer, what's the point of PSA, CGC, any other grading company? You've got one universally accepted definition of quality. Brands don't matter, right? So it would just be that this computer has said this, and that is that. And that's all that matters, because you wouldn't need other brands. So it's not really... This is where it's interesting. It's not actually in the grading services' interest their need to have differences in opinion, because like you said, otherwise they all just become, they just become machines blurting out the same grades. And therefore there's no actual, it doesn't work from a competitive point of view. If every single fast food chain was McDonald's serving the same French fries, I'd be happy. But there'd be no competition. And that means, everyone would just be eating the same crap, and therefore it wouldn't matter. So it's going to be interesting to see how AI and computers is more generated into the trading card scene, grading trading
I think
card scene.
It's super, like, obviously I've already said that I kind of like this. I think it is interesting with the company they've chose to partner with, though. So I jumped onto their LinkedIn, and they've had 2 updates. 6 months ago, they had a coming soon screen, which was a phone app saying scan in, place a card within the item. And then 3 hours ago, they had AI startup sold to company backed by Mets owner. Like, they've gone from zero to hero here so fast. I'd like to know the kind of reputation their software engineers have got, their hardware engineers have got, and kind of the backbone behind this company. Obviously, Nat and the team there have looked into this, but it'd be nice for them to kind of give more to the audience and the customers.
Because, I think that's the way I see it. And this is I've barely done any research into this. The way I would see it is that a very quiet company, very inactive company before this. It would make a lot of sense if PSA or someone involved with PSA. And obviously, they PSA went through an acquisition that could have been going on for months, could have been going on for a year, and the price just keeps changing. It takes a lot of time to work out these details. They could have had the idea of let's start this company, or let's kind of like see where this can go. If once the technology is right, we'll announce the acquisition. So it could be something that they've planned to, which is not a bad thing. It's a good way to do business realistically. But I imagine that we've had the question for a long time. CGC are a new player in the game, doing really well. How are PSA going to respond to that? That competition, and this is the response to that competition. And to be fair, I don't think they would ever do this without the competition, which is why competition is always good, right?
Competition is always fantastic.
Yeah, with everything,
especially for the consumer.
But they do make a very big point that they're not eliminating humans because. For the reasons that I've described. But it's just going to be more interesting about 12, 24 months time. Now, I'm not suggesting this is going to happen immediately. I'm thinking if it's there to be picked, I just wonder if someone is going to go, well, sod it, let's go for it.
Or maybe they introduce a new service level with like a blue label or something, like a different coloured label border, where they're like, this is the computer version of their grade. It costs $3 because we don't have to do anything with it. Beep.
Yeah, but at that point, then it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's
who's giving it the value? Who's giving it the value there?
But if you can open a new revenue stream and see if it works, you might.
But this is what I'm saying. They're going to get. I think they could get caught into a honey trap.
Yeah,
that's what I'm worried about. I think if the desire's there, then they're going to get caught in a honey trap, and then
I'll resubmit all of your primes.
But this is the point. They might set off something that at short term they think is going to be a revenue stream, but long term has a massive damaging effect. But I'm sure they already know these risks. Yeah, I'm sure there's someone in their boardroom telling them these things are much higher detailed.
They've got a little tech wizard with a hat made of like motherboards going, no!
Yeah.
Hopefully they've done the research. I saw someone a while ago on a forum called PSA as a please send again. So I think that's one business model you may think PSA go for. They've always updated their labels, which is good. They've always updated certain I guess all the grading scales change. So maybe people want to submit again, and they want to get changed. And I think that's a big point of it. How long have PSA been going? 20 to 30 years or whatever. They have made changes in the way they grade the cards. Their opinion probably has changed. The card quality has changed. So, for example, speaking about, say, Connor's Primes or any other card, their opinion now might change if you resubmit it. But the good thing is that you always can resubmit it. If you're so worried that your grade isn't, or your card hasn't been identified properly, or you think they're better now, you can always resubmit it. The only downside to that is obviously, a card is a 10. You don't want to send it back and get an 8 now. Being completely honest, if you're looking to hold value with your collection, if you're looking to, even just have some happiness that your collection's worth X, Y, Z, or you want the grade in your collection, you don't want to lower that grade, but the option's always there, right?
But if it comes public knowledge that if you've got an old cert and now those 10s are all 9s, effectively, because 60 to 70% of them do now get 9s.
People have that opinion now, don't
they? So that will have a massive effect. They're being pressured by the competition, and I see Nat is coming in, and he's coming in like a bull in a shop, isn't he? Like he is coming in, he's making big changes, and fair play to that. He's
making waves.
He is making waves, more so than I think most people expected.
I want to retract my earlier statement about saying they need to be more public in a sense, because I've just read the I didn't read this line before about the former CEO and founder of Venome, which was a market leader in the machine vision field. I think if they could show some of that, though, that'd be really, really cool. If they could show some of the technology maybe and how it's being used. Obviously, can't give away trade secrets. But if
this is exactly how we do
it. Well, they did a video a million years ago, didn't they, of like some guys in a dark lit room.
This is interesting. So Kevin Lenane, which is, I'm assuming who you're speaking about there, is the founder of Gennament and the new VP of product management at PSA. That's a big role to go straight into. It's not like, oh, we're trying this new company out. It's like we've acquired this company and they're going to be a massive part of where we go going forward. But I think for me, I think change is always important. You have to keep improving. You know, look at car manufacturers. You wouldn't imagine the car manufacturer to make the same car they did 30 years ago. So PSA do have to change the way they grade cars, the way they look at cars, and that's just natural. It does happen. PSA have obviously made many mistakes with the way they grade cars, etc. But again, send it again. And most mistakes they make, they'll rectify it. They won't rectify their opinion. As in for free, I mean, sorry. So obviously, if you've got a mislabel, they'll sort out for free. Whereas if you want a different opinion, you gotta grade it again. Because at the end of the day, it's a third party authenticator. It's not a food hygiene, company. It's not regulated in that sense. So it's like it's their opinion. You pay for their opinion. If you don't want their opinion, you pay someone else. You know what I'm saying? So that's realistically how the game works of PSA, CGT, etc. So I think it might be an improvement. It might be a catastrophic failure, but they're doing something which I think they have to do to keep up with.
I think short term it absolutely will be. I'm just saying there's long term risks there. I think short term it's obviously going to improve the process.
I love their very tiny, weird over exaggeration. Over the past 14 months, PSA have experienced an unprecedented surge in card submissions. They were closed 14 months ago. They were closed 30 months ago. What have they? It was a year. But sorry, they opened back up in April last year.
Yeah, but I think they're becoming more public in. I think for the past 6 months before, they were just like, we'll keep accepting cards. And then they didn't really know what to do when it overwhelmed them. And now at least they're trying to communicate things out.
It is nice to have the blog. Because, I know we're PSA guys, but I read the CGC blog because it's got loads of cool articles. I'm glad PSA do more of this, PSA. Let me read more things. Let me know more.
I don't think this would be happening. Well, I mean, it might be, but I don't think PSA were making such drastic changes if not for someone like CGC. So fair play to CGC for actually, making PSA better themselves. Competition is always good, and as Tom said, especially for the consumer, it only can benefit the consumer if there's more.
It's where they buy someone like HGA, and everyone's like, "What?"
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see. But okay, so that's PSA. I guess so far we can move on to something that's more related to Pokemon itself rather than promo cards, rather than the grading aspect of it. And we've recently seen an announcement of the new set, which is Silver Lance. It's one of those dual sets, so it's like six S6H Silver Lance and then S6K Jet Black Poltergeist. So this is the Crown Tundra set, Matchless Fighters was one Crown Tundra set. This will be the other Crown Tundra set or dual set, and this together will most likely be Chilling Reign here or there, a few cards. So let's take a look at the cards. Oh my god! First of all, this picture here just makes me think about Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's go through this. Is this all? Oh, this might just be the where are they at though?
The cool boys.
Here we go. We'll go through here. Right, you guys can see this, yeah. So I'll kind of go through. There's a lot of cards, so I'll kind of go through quick.
I love the Deerling Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a sick Pokemon. Kamea with the steamy.
In the background.
I love this Pokemon so much. I really like it.
Oh, he's sick. I love it.
That is sick. It's like Simba, mate. Little Lion King action going on.
Looks like his son.
Equal Canyon.
That's actually sick because that's like that's obviously in the Crown Tundra you got a score of only a fire type versus an ice type. Amazing.
He's using a football snowball. Nice.
I do have to admit, I think a lot of the commons and uncommons are always underrated, aren't they? Like
100%.
This card here and in this card are both better than that card right there. Just be honest.
100%.
That's sick. That is sick.
Lapras. I love that Castform's getting such a good old push.
Yeah, Castform's a great Pokemon. Connor's like, what Castform? It's not in Gen 1.
I know Castform. It's in the EX sets.
Nice, yeah. There's a Delta species one actually.
There is. Anyway,
that's the new Pokemon, Calyrex and the Poltergeist. It's called. I don't know. I still haven't played Crown Tundra.
That's not Poltergeist, is it?
No, it's not Poltergeist. No, what's his name?
That's a Dio, mate.
Is that two Pokemon or one?
That's two Pokemon.
Cool.
It's a Pokemon riding another Pokemon.
Yeah, and it becomes a what's it called though?
It's like a Shelder and a Slowpoke.
Yeah,
becoming a Slowbro.
I'm so
Not a big
mad.
fan of
I
that
haven't
hit,
played
no.
this game yet. Like, I'm more about the games usually than the cars because the cars popped off so much. I didn't have time to play.
Whoa,
Crown
what is
Tundra.
going on with Shuppet? Why is he in like 5 pixels?
Yeah, mate. I guess it's
Oh,
like
is it snow? Is it meant to be snow?
Snow, yeah.
It's an art style, yeah. That's sick. I love this hippo.
Gallade
I
looks
don't know.
amazing.
That's not a hollow. I think actually, I prefer it being a non-hollow because it was cooler. But I remember this set is sick, mate. Oh my god.
Oh, I don't like that.
Bro, he's
I've got
like,
to say,
he's
the
tripping.
snow works really well with the Pokemon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I can't actually think of is there any sets where snow is prominent?
Anything with Alolan Vulpix in it, I guess, like the Japanese
True.
system.
Guardians Rising.
But what I like about
That
this is
set.
they've clearly said to the illustrators, you know, keep if you can keep the Crown Tundra theme in mind,
Yeah.
which I really like because
Yeah,
it gives
yeah.
it a certain identity. When you look at Heroes, Gym Challenge, you've got an identity there. When you look at Team Rocket, you've got an identity. Jungle Fossil, I feel like often you used to have that in Pokemon, obviously, Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, etc. But it sometimes can be not
not
easily
good.
as interpreted. It's not clear enough.
I think
whereas
sometimes
Snow's in this one.
Yeah, I would like it if the set symbol wasn't there and you'd be able to go, oh, that's Cosmic Eclipse.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what you're saying there. I think the snow in this, that every single snow artwork so far has been pretty
Yeah,
decent.
pretty
yeah.
dank.
Whereas Vivid Voltage is like, electric type Pokemon. Darkness Blaze is darkness type and electric type Pokemon. This is random types of Pokemon, but in the
scenery.
setting of exactly.
Crown Tundra's really good as well. From what I see
Yeah,
there so far.
I can't
I've only
explain
played
it.
the first bit of it, but it's so good.
I've done some of the max raid battles on
Stupid.
my other
Love it.
accounts. I've done some of the raid battles, which I
Yeah.
enjoy a lot. That is
Whoa,
sick.
that is
That is
nuts.
sick. Can you guys see as well? Can you see the man in the corner?
What? Oh shit! Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there's a bloke there.
That looks like the Imakuni card. Do you know which one I'm on about? Like or Picasso Touch or like one of those weird Japanese error cards? It looks like the little caricatures you had in those.
Well, Kamiya's been an artist in Pokemon from the get-go, so they might have done that card that you're talking about.
Nice.
Moon in the background.
Moon in the background.
Even nice, mate.
Nice.
Oh, punch in the face.
Big old Denny fist.
So we do have some secret rare cards coming as well, guys, and some alternate arts. We're going to go through the main sets first.
Oven gloves.
Yeah, I love that they keep doing gloves in these sets.
Hopefully
Some
it's
weird
not
items.
bloody Octillery this time. So if
Well,
uh,
it's similar. There's a similar
oh,
one.
don't do this
Oh
to
no.
me. Don't.
Oh
I don't.
no. Oh, I like these.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh.
So nice.
Celebi.
And what I like about this is it's not CGI. You know, most V cards are CGI.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
actually illustrated, so it just stands out better. CGI here, but that it's fine. VMAX is different. Oh mate, see that? Let's go. That's sick! Oh my god, that's so sick.
Grookey just
Oh, I'm getting a binder full of that one and that one.
and thwack it here.
Again, these
Rillaboom.
are
I don't like
better.
the Rillaboom as much, man.
Yeah, I like the non-hollows more than the hollows.
Oh, he's sick.
That is
I really
sick.
like the
That's the
Plasticine
same-
boys.
I wonder if that's the same artist as the one who did the. Was it the Castle you
Castle.
mentioned? Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks similar. Gold the.
They keep
Steve
all
Washington,
of
let's
the
go.
Plasticine Pokemon, don't they? They keep the actual models.
Do they? Oh my god.
I
that'd
believe
be
so,
sweet.
yeah.
It must be worth a madness amount if someone ever can locate that. But I imagine
Someone steals it from the Pokemon Company.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
What?
Which one?
That.
Yeah.
God, that's ugly.
Well.
Oh.
You need to the fossil Pokemon in Sword and Shield are ugly because the way they're misaligned. So the fossils got mixed up, and when they got restored, they were half of one Pokemon and half of the other. So they actually are all weird looking, Pokemon. So
Wait,
you've
if
got the bottom
that's,
of one,
if that's
half
what
and the
all
top of the
fish
other.
look like, I agree with Seaspiracy. Come on.
God, no. Yeah, that's very nice.
I'm a
I'm
vegetarian,
froze.
shouldn't be saying that.
Oh,
That's
Global warming
wicked.
much, mate.
Yeah, how's he getting out of that?
well, if
He's
he-
electric as well, so
Yeah.
when he
He's
drops
dead,
into
mate.
the one.
it's just going to be loads of fish Pokemon. Just go.
Oh, that's fit.
Love Zeb Striker and Blitzle.
This set is
So
unreal,
sick.
mate.
Emolga's cool.
Sign me up.
That's nice.
And another one that's not a CGI, it's illustrated. I love that. Ghastly. Oh, there's always
Standard
Gengar.
Ghastly, that would it? That's fit.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's you, the Gem Goblin.
That's me. Well, not anymore. Now they're all mint nines.
So,
What is going on with Inkay? What's Inkay doing?
no,
Oh,
he's
just
got
carrying
the
loads of
whole packed
food.
lunch. Oh, I'm hungry
That's
now.
more
God
like
damn it.
me.
I've not eaten. No, I have eaten today. Have eaten.
That looks so good.
Ooh,
I like the big
that's
old
nice.
dark horsey.
I love this Pokemon, but this is the only Pokemon to ever, or the only thing to knock me out in Sword and Shield, like completely like white out my team, was this guy. I bumped into him into the wild area and he destroyed every single member of my team, and it was a wild Pokemon, not even a trainer battle. I'll never forget that.
Unlucky.
I had that with what's is it Clobbopus, the Grapplot, the evolved one?
Yeah,
just absolutely destroyed me. I was like, oh.
Well, hey, speak of the devil, there he is.
Hey.
I love this. Look at him ripping some trees up.
Yeah, it's chilling.
Underrated Pokemon from the new set, I think.
Yeah,
I was
so
really
good.
You
impressed
hate
with him.
octopuses though.
Yeah, but I like him better than Octillery. If they did a secret rare of that, I'd be more on board.
Just him ripping up like things.
The weird
Yeah.
part about
I bet
this
you
Pokemon
could
is
rip
it's
the yellow
pure fighting
pages.
Type, so it's not even water type. So octopus, it's not water at all.
Octopuses are very clever. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Very clever. And they change their skin color like a chameleon, which is nice.
Love this.
Metagross.
Love that too. Oh, I love these. I love
That's-
this
is that
Pokemon.
Cobalion or?
Cobalion, yeah. Look at him. Oh, majestic mother trucker.
Cobalion.
Oh, blissy. Well, watch this. Face.
Hey!
Another one.
This is cool as well. Oh, Castform I love Castform and Kecleon. He's
You got
cool.
to get all the cast forms, Tom.
I might have to
Really
get all the Castforms. They are really, really dope. Dope.
That's amazing. Again, same artist there. They got like a block style, then like a pixelated style with that one.
Orb.
That's kind of sick. Yeah,
We need one of
there you
those.
go.
People go, when a return's
Wonder
happening, we
Woman.
need one of those balls.
Mate, did we go through this last episode?
No.
No.
Our last
Are you
episode
sure?
was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Behind the curtain there for everybody
Well,
who
it
watches
went
the
out
podcast.
last week, but we didn't.
That's because we're forgetful.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you
we might
sorted
have
that
gone
out.
through this. I'm not joking.
Nah, I don't think
We
we've gone
haven't.
through this.
I've
You
not
sure?
seen
I've
this.
not seen these cards, bro.
Okay.
At least I don't
As
remember.
well- oh,
seeing-
whoa, go
was that
back,
just
go
the moon
back.
in the background card?
They've done that for
Oh,
me. That
gotta
is
get
fit. I
Gotta
want
get
that.
Yeah.
Where's the secret rare, bro? Where's the full art version?
Oh, imagine if they did like a full art moon. I'd be totally on board for
Speaking
that.
of the full art, let's have a look. So
Oh,
now we have
there
the
we go.
ultra
Oh, was
rare,
there
the secret
no
rares.
rares at the bottom of that?
Oh,
No,
page
he's
2.
going
into-
No, that's it.
No, he's going into the res.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
Going into the round.
Cool.
Let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
So you go.
Give me something
Full
big.
arts.
Oh,
Full art, that's
what-
kind
what
of
is
nice.
gonna-
Obviously, these are leaks, so the images are going to be a little bit hard to. Oh, that's sick.
Wow. That is gorgeous, to be fair.
What is the thing in the background? Is it? We're
So-
looking at it like small on our screens, but you're
Got
trying
you.
to
So
capture.
Calyrex and the horse thing. We've got Deerlin, Litleo.
Is it Litleo
Yeah.
in the background that I can see?
And
Oh, okay.
Elsa.
Spiel.
Elsa's also
Let
in the
it go,
back.
We've
mate.
got a Pedius.
I know you're only having
Furiosa.
Olaf.
Oh,
with
don't
us.
do this again. I've heard this so many times. I don't need to hear it again.
Oh, it looks so good.
Ooh, the full arts are amazing. So
Are we going to get this in the Rapidash? Are we going to get this in the Galarian Rapidash box?
No. In
What's the card in
Chilling.
that?
That's just a regular V.
Tyranitar.
Regular
Oh,
V.
yeah.
Rapidash. That's so special. I love the alternate arts. The special arts are amazing.
God, that was good, man.
You're an asshole.
What's in the Galarian ponytail? I know.
Oh,
love
that's
this.
sick. That is so
Look
cool
at
with the
him,
school,
look
but
at
he
him
getting
beating up
yeeted.
all the what it's called when you're beating him up.
And a
That's
quillfish.
really nice.
When was the last time we saw a quillfish on a random guard?
Flying, yeah. That's sick.
She a bad lady. Oh, you've played all of Isle of Armor, right?
Yeah.
Is it Isle of Armor? No, it's in the main game. Is she the one who betrays you?
No,
Spoilers.
I don't know who this actually is. I'm gonna guess it's Cara Liss, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because
Maybe-
you know,
Did you play Shield or play Sword?
Sword.
Okay, so we're the same. I don't know.
Because
Great game knowledge, guys.
you go through the game and then like they get a lab assistant and then the lab assistant
yeah,
just does
so-
you over.
She is Clara, I believe, and I think she is one of your rivals in the Isle of Armor. Yeah, and she's quite rude to you at the start. But it depends what game you play. If you play Shield, you have a different villain.
Oh.
I don't know. I've not played in a long time. Sadly, I really wish I did have more time for it.
That's
so
nice.
sick.
I can
Play more
imagine
games,
the
bro.
texture on that is icy. I can, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I reckon that's
I reckon
What,
probably.
you think it's
Pour a-
cold?
Pour a glass of Coke. Pour a glass of Coke. Pour a glass
Hello.
of Coke. Pour a glass of Coke over that, and it would not damage the car, but obviously it would. So I'm just
This guy's a rapper.
don't expose
Coke.
me like that.
Coke,
Don't
Coke.
expose me like that.
Glass of cloak, bro.
Rainbow Rose are dead. I hope this changes. Like, I would be I'd much rather have. I should just not have them.
Yeah, I get
Bronzong.
I get your point. Oh, is
Connor,
that even a
verdict?
Pokemon?
So
He doesn't
What
know.
is their
to where we
problem?
last time, now
Are they
Bronzong.
literally getting a Pokemon randomizer for these secret rares. Like, come on. No one wants that.
Cards. This Bronzong is a very playable card in the series.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go fly over to Denmark right now. Look, come on. No one's doing the tournament. Put some big cards in there. No one wants a Bronzong. And what the hell is that? What the hell is that? I'm sorry, this is not good. What the hell? I'm supposed to be buying this bloody set for a gold card.
You won't buy
and I'm getting a lantern. I'm getting I'd be so pissed off. And what is that? Viking helmet!
That's sick though, mate. I love this. That one?
Oh, I love the energy cards. Energy cards are sick.
I'm disappointed.
Energy cards get a free pass, right?
Nah, disappointed. Overall, disappointed on the gold
That's
cards.
Silver Lance. Next we got the all the Celebi full art. Lovely, jubbly.
That spring onion's doing bits, to be fair.
That makes this one.
Okay, go on. Did you looking at the big blue-headed weird
Looks
thing?
like me in the morning.
Oh,
No.
that's fit.
Don't see you in the morning.
That's so good. Look at
That looks amazing.
the special art.
That's nice. That's nice.
We have seen some of the special arts before. I sent them this morning. I woke up and saw them. I was like, guys, look at this.
I ignored them.
That is so good. Look at the space in the. You got not just a moon in the background. You got many moons, man. You got the galaxy in the background.
Yep.
That's really clever with the colours, to be fair.
I don't think there's any galaxy that looks like that. But
They're doing too much, mate. That is these special arts are the best cards I've ever seen. Better than the special arts from the tag team era, I'd say. Just this art style.
I think long term, those special arts are the place to be.
Well, they look like magic cards.
I think they're going to be more collectible in a decade's time than any of the standard V, or even that stupid Octillery and Bronzong. That's dead. So get the alternate arts, guys.
Would you have even known Bronzong's name had I not said it?
I would have said Zongi. That would have been my guess.
Zongoose.
Zongi.
Oh, that looks cool.
That's nice.
I love this. Yeah.
Have they got slippers ready for you?
Yeah.
What a caring little guy.
A rough day. Here's some slippers.
Also, if you want to eat my egg, no.
Oh,
wow.
For me. I think that's.
I don't know how I feel about this. Terrifying. That's the girl I fought, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, Clara.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, guys might be wrong.
I love the. I might be wrong, by the way. Just to
That's a chef.
Yeah. I to be fair, I am agreeing with your. That's nice though.
Oh, hello.
That is nice. I take it back about Rainbow Rays. When you see a Celebi as a Rainbow Ray, you take it, mate. Goodness gracious.
Oh, I have no idea what's happening.
That's pretty cool as well.
Oh,
that's better.
Oh, I like Electrode. He go boom.
I don't like Electrode, but I do like shiny Electrode.
What?
Blue's nice.
Yeah, the
Don't
blue's
like
nice.
Electrode.
No,
it's better.
I don't love it. It's not my favourite Pokemon.
He's just a Pokeball, though, isn't
He's sick though. Look at that grin. He's a twat, isn't he? Like he's like
blue is better. Shiny one's better for sure. That's sick, mate. The orb is sick. I don't
this
care
is
you
what
say,
we
Con,
need.
I'll fight you.
People are always like, when are cards coming back? That's what we need.
Imagine if that's how I answer the phone. Let me just check my orb.
No, it's a magic 8-ball. You just like.
I think people.
Unlikely, mate.
I think people would legit tell me to piss off down the phone.
Yeah.
Things are looking up.
I'm just checking the orb.
Special arts. I think we did look at these last time.
Send a Gunda.
Sorry, is that a radiator?
No.
Is that
is a radiator, that's a Pokemon.
Is that a radiator though?
Yeah.
Well,
Why has the radiator got so much prominence? That's ahead of the bloody.
Sandaconda lives in the desert. He needs to be warm.
Yeah, but he doesn't need a freaking radiator. What
it's
the
from
hell?
Someone looking in the window going, can I steal that Pokemon?
The special arts are supposed to be the Pokemon in their well, I was going to say natural habitat. That's not his natural habitat. That's flipping living room.
Next time, I want to see a Rillaboom eating from a fridge. And how about after that, we get...
Sick,
that would be sick.
That.
The Tyranitar one looks great, and that's just eating.
Just because I give Pokemon a better idea than a radiator and a Sandaconda.
I like the radiator.
Mate, imagine, did you see a Rillaboom getting like a Coke Zero out the fridge, mate? And that's why this podcast is sponsored by Coke. No, I wish. It's not, though.
That'd be mad.
Wrong podcast, mate. It's your other one that would get a sponsorship.
Yeah. But this is so nice.
Yeah,
I might get a Volt X 12 pocket binder and literally fill this car with every single page in that thing. I don't care. Call me a scalper if you want. I'm getting 480 or 420 of this card. Don't even care.
420, bro.
420 blaze it. So yeah, that's it. A lot of secret rares in these sets coming soon. It's getting harder to find Pokemon cards in general, even from Japan. Japan was the reliable one, but even now it's getting difficult to find the new sets. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some on Pokerun, but watch this space. Eevee Heroes, I'm waiting for the leaks on that one. That's impossible almost to get.
I'm pre-ordering a box off you.
Yeah, for
If you're
sure.
okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. I mean, I'll be pre-ordering my own one if that makes sense. I don't think we're gonna get many of them. I might get 10 boxes. But yeah, that's that.
Now, so.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So sorry, to elaborate on that. Oh yeah, go on, carry on.
No, you go, Connor. You go first.
I want to elaborate. So Japan, it's so slowly getting there where the stock's hard to come by, like where it's been so difficult here in the UK and the US. Is it now starting to finally hit Japan? I know this wasn't a topic,
I think it has been hitting Japan anyway. I think the difference is they do it better, so they have better systems from their warehouses, better systems for their suppliers. They're just better there. However, with that being said, I think they had a lot of the old stuff, right? And the way in the UK, we don't get Japanese cards. So say for Pokémon, for example, we've been getting a lot of the older sets that is still very sought after by people. So Dream League, Remix Bout, obviously Shining Star V, and
Tag All Stars.
Tag All Stars, yeah. But even those sets, even when they were in print, they were still widely available. And I think what they do well over there is they do, if it's out of print, it's out of print. If it's in print, it's in print, and they'll give you estimations. With the English side of things and the non-Japanese, it's a bit much of like a Hail Mary. Like you don't know if it's coming. They say it's going to be 6 waves, but what is 6 waves, etc. But yeah. Speaking of allocation issues and speaking of difficulty getting product from supplier, Asmodee. We don't have an article for this actually, but Asmodee, the main official UK supplier of Pokemon cards in the UK, is recently announced that they've got a new scheme or a new way to try and combat a lot of these bedroom sellers, a lot of these, I guess, newcomers in the Pokemon.
Who is selling bedrooms?
Bedrooms with Pokemon wallpaper. Anyway, long story short, Asmodee now are requiring all of their accounts to be VAT registered, so VAT registered. I mean, for those who, do you guys want to give a rundown on what being VAT registered means, or should I take
VAT is literally just the European way of going, oh, you've made some money, you owe us some more money, and it's based on revenue, not profit. So a lot of places in the world have a profit-based taxation system, and some places have a revenue-based tax system.
Most places have revenue-based. VAT is universal apart from the main economy.
Yeah, but I'm on about the main economy of the world, America. Like America doesn't have it. They all their taxation is based on profits.
And that's the way the world should be, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, VAT, this sounds good. Yeah. The VAT sounds brilliant because what is VAT? A pain in the arse. So that means if you're a bedroom seller, you want to sign up to VAT? Good luck. Yeah. It is horrid.
There's a limit as well. So if you earn over 85,000, you have to be VAT registered. You can't, if you're under, you can still choose, but you're gonna have added cost there. Every quarter you're gonna have to submit your VAT return now, and you're gonna have to pay extra. The good what I say is, first of all, why are Asmodee doing this? They're doing this to combat a lot of the bedroom sellers, a lot of the stores that are. You've seen it on Facebook now. Apparently, someone scammed a lot of people out of some Hidden Fates ETVs. They promised them, they took payment, they didn't deliver, and the issue with that is because there's no accountability on these stores. You don't know who they are, you don't know what they're doing, and they also have no experience. They have no experience with running a business first and foremost, which is the most important factor.
Logistics.
They have logistics is harder than many people think. It's more expensive than people think, and that's why especially we've been so prominent and so pushing forward of Pokemon, because we've done that well. We've done that really, really well. We've established ourselves as a, I don't want to say a market leader, but definitely one of the stores that you can trust. If people want to debate our prices, they can do, but what we are is we're a service, and you get what you pay for, and you get it fast.
I would say money management is a big thing about business.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if you get loads of pre-orders on Pokerand and you go, right, we've allocated this profit to the next thing, and then you buy that, but then you don't get your allocation.
Yeah.
There has to be genuine trust there. So yeah, it's the same with great. If anyone's ever wondered why there's not many middlemen for PSA in the UK, it's for that. No, it's for that reason. It's because of trust. Because if we went out and just went, oh, we're going to go spend all your profit and maybe you'll get your cards back. That's huge.
No, I mean, it's a pain in the arse in the sense of you can't start at the level that we are or that our competitor is. Like, you have to put in so much bloody work before they even recognise that you exist.
But this by Asmodee is a massively positive sign.
It's amazing. It is amazing, yeah.
Because VAT is kind of essential for business, especially in the UK as well. Like, you get taxed based on like your revenue, but at the same time you get to expend some of your spending. So if you're buying in products, you get your VAT back. If you're spending money on certain postage methods and stuff, you get your VAT back. Like,
exactly. Good. So I will summarize it by saying this is a fantastic thing. Yes, it will kill a lot of the bedroom sellers. It will kill a lot of the non-professional sellers, but that's a good thing. However, if you're a bedroom seller who, had experience over the last year or so, you think you're doing really well, you're confident with your ability, you've got the right ethics, the right morals, you've got a good business sense, then this is not a problem for you. It's just a hurdle. So what I would recommend to those legit bedroom sellers or who want to turn this into a great business is just get yourself VAT registered. And to be fair, if you're a customer and you're buying product from a store who isn't VAT registered, it's like, well then, what? So you're saying the store I'm buying from hasn't done over 85,000 in the last year, which is not much when you're looking at booster boxes costing £100. You're looking at Hidden Fates, etc.
Yeah,
that's not much. So you shouldn't really be buying from that person anyway. Exactly. Yeah. So what I would say is for those who are here illegitimately and for the wrong reasons want to make a quick buck, that's going to kill them. Those who are bedroom sellers who are very serious about what they're doing, this now will give you a way to go legit. Now you got to make the decision. Do I want to do this long term? Do I think I can do this long term? If you can provide a great service, then go for it. Get yourself VAT registered and then provide a great service. And like Tom mentioned, if you go to Asmodee and you pay £77 for a booster box, 20% of that or the VAT portion of that is going to be refunded when you do, well, not refunded, but it's going to be deducted when you do your VAT return. So whatever you sell and whatever you charge VAT, it'll be taken off.
It'll also mean you need to get an accountant.
Yeah, I was going to say biggest thing, get an accountant because
for sure.
But that's another legitimizing. That's a legitimate.
Oh yeah,
like you're paying an accountant to do your books. Then you've got your VAT registration. Your VAT is being handled correctly, and that just again adds to your legitimacy.
Yeah.
So
be sure to do it though, because HMRC do this sort of thing of, yeah, it's okay, and then we'll shoot you if you don't do it right. Like they will not be okay with
VAT.
It. Like they don't play games.
Focus on running your business as well. Focus on running your business. There are many people in life where that sometimes you want to kind of like not spend as much money by doing it yourself, etc. I feel like accountants, one where you don't want to do that. Barber, something you don't want to do that. Tailor, you don't want to do that. There are people who provide services that you definitely need. So definitely take an accountant. And
accountants.
Yeah, and good luck to those who want to start brick and mortar stores or online stores. Hopefully more power to them. And hopefully this now will legitimize you and give you the confidence you need. Because the other side of it is the issue you have as well. You have so many people buying Hidden Fates ETVs. You have so many people buying so much stuff from Asmodee that when the market starts to slow down like it is right now, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get stores like Pokerun. We can afford to hold stock longer because we've done, like Connor mentioned, we've done the money management, we've done the risk management, and we're confident what we're buying. Many people will have, when the hype was going crazy and you could sell whatever you wanted to immediately, will have bought more than they can deliver, and now they're gonna be in a big mess when the stock comes back. Hidden Fates had Game had Hidden Fates ETVs in stock all day today. Might be in stock still now. That's amazing, right? A retail store now, such as Game, a powerhouse in fulfillment, etc., can now fulfill these boxes. What's that going to do to the bedroom seller? You're now not going to need to spend £150 to some bloke on Facebook selling out their garage when you can go to Game and everything's covered. So look, we're getting to a stage now where suppliers coming back. Scalpers will slowly start to not exist. And what we've been saying the whole time will happen. So all these people who are, complaining in the community, stock matters massively. So this is a good way from Asmodee by giving the legitimate stores more stock and killing off the ones who aren't legitimate. So it's a great move by them. I wish they did it. To be fair, I wish they did it. And this should have been in place for their entire, entirety of them existing.
As a wholesale business, it should have been like it should have been there from start, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good move for them. Hopefully, it means better things to come. And maybe they are looking at these issues, and maybe you're watching right now. So hopefully they're gonna do more than just this. But I think it's a good first step.
I think stock is starting to appear again. I got a phone call the other day from a store in Birmingham that was like, "Oh yeah, your order's here for your Shining Fates pin collections." I was like,
amazing.
Hello.
So I'm still waiting for Chase Games. Out of the 10 ETVs from Chase Games for Shining Fates, hopefully that's going to get fulfilled at some point. I think Shining Fates is one that's still very slow. We got pin collections, we got what we ordered, but it was the lowest wave yet, is what I'll say. We had a big one at the well, I wouldn't say a big one at the start, but in proportion, that was the big one. Then we had a smaller one. Then we had a tiny one, which is the last one.
10 boxes, then one.
Yeah.
Does that Shining Fates is probably going to be in print for them 2 years, like Hidden Fates?
I don't know if it's as good as
it's not as popular. Now it's come out. People, the market's not reacting to it
as
positively, but they still. To be fair, they haven't even finished yet. So I don't know where they're going to go or how that's going to happen. But
I don't know if it's going to carry on selling the same kind of way that it does. I think the quality is pretty bad, and I think people are not happy about that.
I've heard that.
Yeah. It's not even the full arts, it's the baby show it is. They're just horrid.
Even Battlestars hasn't really been a set that's taken the world by storm. Vivid Voltage was selling out in seconds. That was because it was the community was a much more active place anyway, because of Logan Paul, because of the hype in general. But I say Logan Paul, I mean the trickle down effect that Logan Paul had. But Chilling Reigns around the corner, so we'll see about that. I think what I do love is that the community do react to the good sets and they react badly to the bad sets. That's really good to know. It's good to see.
Yeah,
they do take the market. But you remember, Logan Paul still has 5 base set first edition boxes. So
what's he going to do with them? I don't feel like he's going to do another break in my head. Like, why would he now? At this point, he's done he had a success there. He's got his crypto stuff off the ground. He's invested in Golden. I feel like next step for him is probably focus on the Floyd Mayweather fight, and just, if I were him, just be happy that I've got 5 first edition base set boxes.
September, I'd call his base set first edition box.
Put a box on the boxing match.
That'd be sick. I don't think Floyd Mayweather cares about.
Yeah. What you want to know, man? Floyd keeps spending too much money. Floyd is spending way too much money. It's why he's doing this fight. I think there should be a lot on the line along with the prize pool.
Yeah, I reckon he'll sell it straight away. If that, he wants chains, he wants cars, mate, he wants gold, mate.
He'd do a break and he'd earn bank.
Floyd Mayweather breaking a box Pokemon card. If that happens, I'll literally eat my hat, mate.
We heard that. Clip it.
I'll buy a pack.
I'll buy a pack of Floyd Mayweather.
Of Floyd.
I mean, I'd like to see Logan. I mean, we criticised the last break, rightly so, because it did have issues. But I'd like to see him do a new one. He's a good guy at the end of the day, really deep down.
Yeah.
And he's entertaining.
I'd like to see him open the cards for himself. I'd like to watch it. I know it's a very expensive thing.
I'd love to see that. Yeah.
But I'd like him to just open a few and.
Well, he's made 10 million plus from his 2 breaks, and that's like 5 times more than he spent on it.
Why would you do that though? He gets the fun of opening them up anyway.
Nah, it's different. I'll tell you, it's different.
It's different, yeah.
It's very different. You enjoy it, but nothing beats opening it for yourself.
Plus, if you get a dead card, if you open packs and you're like, oh, dead pack. But if you open, I'm guessing, if you open a pack for somebody else that they've paid their money for and it's a dead pack, you're like,
it feels horrible.
Oh no, kind of thing. Yeah. So the highs are high, but the lows are the highs aren't as high because they're not yours, and the lows are worse because they're not yours.
What I enjoy is putting my money where my mouth is, right? So say Logan Paul does this box break, sells the packs. I'd like to see him take the risk. You know what I'm saying? You take the risk of opening the box. That's why I did with the Supreme Victus box. I would love to do that with more boxes as well. It's like, look, I'll show you the risk as well. I'll take that on myself. So it's not just I'm not just selling it to you guys. I'm also a fan and also a collector of this as well, which is what I like to do too. But we'll see where we're going to watch this space. I mean, I think we're at this point now where I feel like the community and the hobby is stronger than Logan Paul now. So if Logan Paul comes back and does another break, I don't think people are going to go crazy. I think we're kind of like we're starting to steady out now, which people have lost money because the market's dropped a bit. But stability is always better. Nothing happens in a week. It shouldn't happen in a week. We shouldn't see a 20x increase of cards in a week, in a month. So long term is always better, guys. So
it's coming back to a stable point. That's all that's happening. It's just the behaviour's got to change because it couldn't just keep exponentially growing. So that's all it's doing is just retracing a little bit. However, I was surprised. I mean, from my personal experience, obviously I sold a lot of cards on your site.
Yeah, it went really well.
And they sold quick fast. So, I mean, in my opinion, that still shows there's huge interest in the scene.
I think, let's have this as a topic. Let's go into this. I think this is a really good one to speak about. Regarding is the market crashing? Is it dying? I think the fact is the market is slowing down now for sure. And I think what you made there is a great point. Your cards flew off. You sold so many of your cards. But and you sold some good cards as well, some high-end cards. Sold your Magneton, your Team Rocket Magneton first edition PSA 10, which is a great card, one of the best in the entire hobby, really, especially the population. But I think we're seeing a lot of the high-end cards start to slow down, or people are being a little bit more skeptical or trying to do their research more and not going to headless chicken mode, buy, which I think is very, very confident. But very good, positive for the hobby. But like you said, cards are still flying, so the interest is still there. And people want people really do make a joke about the Junk Slav era, the commons, the uncommons, but the artwork's fantastic and people want those. People want their favorite Pokemon, and not every single holo, just not every, as we saw tonight, not every Rillaboom, not every final evolution is the favorite. Sometimes it's the common cards, so
I would say that market activity might have slowed down a little bit. I still think the interest is huge, and then
I agree.
The other thing is, I think there's just uncertainty. I think with PSA closing, it does shut that whole raw card market. It basically goes, if you're not collecting this for a binder, why else would you buy this card? So by PSA card shutting, what they're going to happen is a supply of graded cards coming back. Yep. Number one, obviously, because it's going to be quicker. But two, it kind of does just shut an aspect of the card market because no one's buying cards to grade, and and people sell cards to then buy graded cards or grade their own cards, and it is a loop. And PSA have shut one of those loops off, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works.
It massively.
It's the same thing. It's very classic, and if you look back in history, and especially in markets, this happens all the time. And again, we've spoken about it before. Fear of missing out, FOMO. When everyone wants the cards, everyone wants the cards. When no one wants the cards, or when it's struggling to sell, or it's a low time, no one wants it. So again, Connor spoke about this many times on the podcast. Don't go after what everyone else is chasing. So during the hype, everyone was chasing everything. And right now, people are not necessarily buying. I'm seeing people list cards and then drop the price one day, then drop the price again, then half the price. So this is what we call now a buyer's market. So this is not financial advice, but what I would do personally is now, and what I will do, is look at cards now, look at the market, and go into eBay now.
Before the podcast goes live.
But go into eBay now, and now pick up the raw cards. Now pick up the PSA cards, because this is a low point in the market.
Raw cards especially.
Raw cards especially, yeah. And should you panic? No. Be smart about it and think, right, what's everyone doing now? No one's grading cards because they can't. Therefore, people aren't, people don't factor in for the PSA wait times, even when they were quicker. People look at a card.
Didn't.
They look at Pokemon price and think that card's $500. I'm gonna send it in. Little do they know. So 1,000 other people have that same mentality. So what you do now is you don't follow the crowd. You go and buy now when it's quiet, when no one cares, when no one's interested, when everyone's thinking, the market's crashing. Now you strike. Now you're going to acquire some cards. That's my not advice. But that's what I would do.
No, I agree.
Brilliant.
I agree with things.
I just think there's a reflection moment going on in the hobby. People are deciding what is worth and what isn't. They're working out what they want in their collections, what they don't, whether they want it graded. Do they care if it's a gem or a 9 when it's £7,000 difference? And people are trying to work out. It's interesting though, because the PSA 10 first edition cards, in some cases, have still been going up, but the lower graded cards, the ones that are more likely to get hit by the supply, are coming down a bit. The big telltale is going to be in 6 months' time when, let's say, loads of cards come back, and I'm just going to use Neo Destiny as an example. Neo Destiny First Edition, Dark Espeon has gone up by like a population change of 2. That means that's probably going to be it. There's not going to be then another load of Dark Espeon First Edition 10s. So therefore, you're going to have this point. You will have a point where you might only get one extra card a year eventually on the PSA database. So I think people are just getting their positions as well. And you have to remember, business activity is massive in this market. Individuals affect it, but businesses buying cards as expenses is huge. And businesses and, bedroom sellers in a way, buying 100 Charizard GXs at £5 a pop because they see an opportunity there is huge. So it's an interesting time. I think it's a reflection time. But my Shining Gyarados first edition PSA 10 went up again in price to $12,000. Goodness sake. And I've been looking to grab that card at $8,000 and it's gone up again. So just because market activity might have slowed a little bit doesn't mean one, certain areas, the whole thing has, and two, there is definitely still opportunities there if you look in the right places.
Yeah, and people. Yeah, and when the Logan Paul stuff happens, when the money side of Pokemon is being sprouted by so many different people do panic, and people sit on eBay all the time looking for deals. When the hype dies down, people stop looking. So, like you mentioned in Raw, you could, that card in PSA 10 could go up and up and up because people are looking for that, still. You could find a Raw card now. It could be an opportunity because less people are looking on eBay, less people are bidding. Obviously, it's still more than it ever has been, but on average compared to before, less people are. So, that gives you an opportunity to find these cards at cheap prices, to find these gems that people are selling, So, that's an opportunity. So, guys, do that. And obviously, PSA aren't going to be shut forever. So, it's like, don't just factor that into your, if you're looking, if you are doing this for, monetary reasons, look at your cash flow, look at your forecasting and think, what, I'm just going to acquire cards and put it into my cost, and then 3 months later, bam, so then send them in.
It's going to reset the market when they reopen.
Yeah.
Like they'll just
hype will be back.
Yeah. Personally, because that's how I see it. I think as soon as they reopen for submissions, there will just be a big button. At the end of the day, there are competitors to PSA, but unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, the majority of people still want to submit there.
It's the market leader.
So, and that's the way it is at the moment. Maybe that will change over time. But right now, that is the case.
I guess it's annoying for a lot of people in the UK because obviously our tax year runs to April 5th. They shot on April 1st. Then people are like, "Excuse me, I just wanted to spend some money."
Yeah,
please.
Well. Yeah, well, so that's the market. Definitely interesting. I think we've got a PWCC ending before next week, so hopefully we'll do another great review where we'll start. Let's start it with that. Let's start next week with the review of the pricing, and maybe what we'll do, maybe we'll get last month's as well. And if there's any cards that are consistent in both PWCCs, we'll compare those two. That'll be a really good way to look at it. I guess one thing before we probably wrap it up here, there's another bit of an announcement. This is something that I care about a lot because in Shiny Star V, Marnie was actually, not only was it one of the most sought after cards, it actually was the most expensive card over the Charizard, which is very interesting.
The ultimate waifu card.
The ultimate waifu, yeah. But sadly, it wasn't in Shining Fates. In Shining Fates, guarantee would have been a much better set if it had Marnie in it. The fact that it didn't was a bit of a letdown. But it seems they're going to now put it into a promo set. So Poke Guardian here is listing these things. You got Pokemon TCG Marnie Premium Tournament Collection Box, 7 packs, 1 deck box, which is really cool, 4 promo cards, 65 sleeves, 2 condition markers, and 6 damage dice. So it's not an ETB, and it's not just a collection box. It's kind of like a merger between the two.
I really like the fact that they're putting such an emphasis on go to a tournament.
Yeah, it's big.
Take your deck box, take your cards. I like this.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of there's always a lot of talk, in money, in Pokemon, in collection, in Pokemon. But don't get me wrong, I'm still a massive fan of the competitive side. Yeah. Just because I don't play it as much as I play the video game side, still doesn't mean I'm not a massive fan of what they do. In fact, when I go to tournaments and I look over at the TCG people, they look like they're having so much more fun because we're all like this on our switches, and they're like chatting, they're talking, 50 damage on your Diglett, mate, all this stuff. Judge, my guy's cheating. It's just so much more fun. Like, it just seems very much more talkative. So I think the idea that just because someone doesn't necessarily this is also a little flashback to the Frosted stuff. Just because I don't post, Pokemon TCG the gameplay doesn't mean I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a dartboard with the dice on it.
This is where Joe Bernard comes in and just punches Connor repeatedly.
Joe's a legend, mate. And congratulations to him, by the way, for commentating on the Pokemon, the official Pokemon Players Cup again. So congrats to him, great guy. And
do you think it's interesting that they've put Marnie as a big promo collection box? Because no, because
all, mate. She's so
name
popular.
other trainer ones that have been like, it's not normal for a trainer to be part of a tournament collection box. So
would you
that's
say
why the question.
Charizard would be a good idea to put in a promo box?
Always.
Yeah. So the fact that she's outselling Charizard and there's more hype in Japan, that allows them to then think.
But is that due to desirability? Or is that due to limited print run? Or is that due to playability?
Marnie's got this pull over people at the moment. Like we saw even with the gym release boxes, the Marnie version with the Morpeko, that sold like crazy. It was so hot. Like I wanted to get all the gym ones for the gym badges. Can't get you couldn't get Marnies.
Yeah, and I think the waifu market is bigger in Japan. The anime is bigger in Japan. It's from Japan, really. Obviously, there are a lot of fans over here, massive fans over here, but Charizard is still the king. But I think the fact that it's out, in remember, Connor, Marnie and Charizard were in the same set, and so
Marnie's top trainer at the moment.
But I'm just saying it's not normal for them to use a trainer.
No.
So what I'm saying is Marnie's obviously got a unique pull because normally that's not enough to sell a box. N maybe was the last one.
The premium trainer collection one.
And trainers are great though, because trainers are more often playable, right? So say Charizard, it's the best card, but it might not be the best card in the set, whereas trainers usually have a purpose, especially supporter cards. Support, you can only use one per turn. That's a key part. So the fact that you can bling out your deck with something like Marnie is great.
Full art Marnie, yeah.
And we always say it's great for the hobby if other Pokemon are more prevalent than Charizard. Well, the good thing about trainers is you can add them in. Obviously, you can add Pokemon in, but I feel like trainers always are the more prominent characters in the new games. So say you've got like a Graplock that's in the game, right? Whereas Marnie is a gym leader. Marnie is a character in the game. Marnie is a huge part of the story. So I think it's really great to have something challenge Charizard. And I hope the English market react to it as well as the Japanese market did, because it's so great to have a chase card that's not just Charizard.
Plus, it's the ultimate e-girl, right?
Yeah.
Even her hair looks like the cat ears headphones. She's doing the little awoo thing.
It's great. It's amazing.
I will say this as one of you nerds. Every nerd is going to be like, I want the Marnie card.
So simple. I was most disappointed in my recent returns because I got one Marnie and a 9. So I got three mines I sent off, two 10s and one 9, and I really wanted the triple 10.
You're such a basic guy, bro. Man. Why are you one of our like trouble customers? Just
I'm not going to name names here, but we had one customer who got
this was like months ago. This was like what, last year?
They had 20 cards back and 19 were 10s, and they messaged me about the 1-9, and I was just like, man, just be happy with the
because they weren't easy cards to get 10s on. Either.
No, I was like, come on, man.
Well, I mean,
you're our problem customer, Randall.
No, I understand the game. I'm just saying, out of all the cards, that this was one I would rather have in a 10. But you got a 9, which is fine. But Centrin definitely,
it's fine.
Is the issue. Whatever. Centrin, if you compare, it
doesn't sound fine.
Thin border, but
it's the end of the podcast now. No one's watched this far through. Let's be fair.
We usually have a weird topic at the end, and I usually bring it in. So, does anyone else want to bring a weird topic in to finish it, like a weird mini topic?
No.
Well, that was the weird mini topic, I think.
What? No, that's a card release, mate.
Yeah,
I'm buying you a Marnie for your birthday, Connor.
That's not until next year, so.
Oh yeah, because you're old, bro.
Oh yeah, you're old, mate. So old.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm only 32. It's all good.
No, it's the stone. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get some food actually. I think I'm hungry.
Well, that could be the weird topic. What are you getting?
Well, so we have a food delivery. So it's like it's not ready meals, but it's like freshly prepared meals. So they get made yesterday. They deliver today, guaranteed, and then you put them in the microwave. But it's really good, really great meals. But today it came without an ice pack in the box, and it smelled of it. So we've complained about this one, and so I'm going to order something. So I don't know what I'm going to get, but I'll try and find.
What Randall did was, so he got delivered, and before your missus got there, he chucked the ice pack out, and put. No, I was going to say pissed in the box, but I won't be like that. But like he was like, "Oh, what do you think? Do you think this smells weird? I do. I really want Chinese tonight."
Yeah. He was like, "Look, you go try on the Marnie cosplay I've got for you. I'm just going to take the ice pack out of this box."
I can confirm Laura did pick up the box from the concierge herself, and she made the deduction herself. So, what you're saying is false.
But cut that out. Who's ever edited in this?
Look, what we're hearing is excuses, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'll get healthy something from Deliveroo. Not.
No, I doubt it, bro. I doubt it.
I had a great pizza yesterday.
We did have a very good pizza yesterday. Our topic is junk food right now, and man.
So we had Papa John's, right? And you guys don't usually have that. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. But there's something special about a very rare Pizza Hut. Like, cause usually we like get forced into Domino's. Don't think we have a choice. Very so often.
I pizza, didn't I? I left some. I wish I finished it or put it in.
The chili vegetarian one was really good. To be fair, from Papa John's, it was hot, but then it also had a chili base, so it was something different. I would have it again for sure.
The best thing about Papa John's is they do like the XXXXXXL or whatever it's called, and it's like this big, and you're like, that's a challenge worthy of me.
Yeah, it's so funny as well how someone messaged me or someone commented on YouTube or messaged me saying something like, I can't believe I saw a Randolph lookalike in Banbury the other day. And I'm like, no, that was me. I put on so much weight that it's like, that's Randolph, but a bit of a fatter version. I'm like, nah, mate, that's the version. That's the version, mate.
The three of us walking around like weeble wobbles.
To be fair, can I get some of those fresh meals delivered to me as well? I think I need them.
I don't think they'll get here even with an ice pack from London, mate. I think you'll be struggling.
HelloFresh is based in Banbury, though.
HelloFresh is based in Banbury.
I really should.
You really should. Cooking, and I can't do that.
Does it require cooking?
Yeah, HelloFresh, they give you the ingredients. They give you the perfect ingredients for the meal, then you just cook it. But it's very easy.
The recipe,
recipe, ingredients, and you just drop it in and chef it up. I mean, I'm just very, very lazy.
Chef it up.
My issue is I don't think to eat until I'm very hungry. So it's like I don't think to start preparing food for when I need to be hungry. I'm like, I'm hungry right now. Where's my food?
Fair. When we were at was it Shake Shack? Shake and Shack?
Yeah.
That was good, man. That was a good burger. I enjoyed that.
Today, to be fair, can't lie, mate.
That's good. That was good. To be fair, man, if I was in London with all those options, I mean, it's so good. It's so good. I'm so jealous of that. I must admit, I'm so jealous.
If I was in London, I'd be killed within a week.
100%. Yeah.
We can't even
get some food. A good podcast today. I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed
it. Yeah, it's good. It's been good. It's because we haven't done one in ages.
yeah. And then next, we did the last one and we just didn't export it for so long that we were like, let's just post it next week. But we've got a guy now. Shout out to CJ Hunter. Check his channel out as well. I post Pokemon. He edits my Randolph games which is MIA right now, so we're gonna put him on the podcast. So he's gonna do some clips for us, and legend, mate. So shout out to CJ.
Hi, CJ.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for another podcast. And
we'll CJ you guys next week.
Oh, great one, mate. See you guys.
Those are our conversations out of this.
Bye. Peace.